Across the 45, 50, gets to the outside, 40-foot race on, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! 89 yards!
This is the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week.
A picture-perfect night for football as week number 8 is upon us here tonight at Arrowhead Stadium. Tonight, a pivotal All-American Conference clash as the Girard Indians entertain the Campbell Memorial Red Devils. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski, pleased to be joined by Ralph Sandy. And Ralph, as we get right to this, Campbell Memorial checks into this one with a record of 5-2, and they certainly can pile up the points, and it all starts in the backfield with a very talented running back in Jeless Hughes.
Yeah, the last time we saw Jeless Hughes and these Campbell Memorial Red Devils was last year in the game of the week against these Girard Indians. Jeless Hughes put on a show that night. He rushed for over 360 yards and was really unstoppable. For Campbell to have a chance here tonight, he's going to have a similar performance.
Of course, the Red Devils will certainly have their hands full with a Girard offense that is averaging a little bit less than 48 points a game. In fact, Ralph, as we look at the point totals, they have scored less than 45 points just once so far this season, and it all starts with their talented quarterback, Dan Graziano.
Yeah, Dan Graziano started here as a freshman, a quarterback due to injury, and he is very familiar with this offense, really doing a nice job leading this offense. And, you know, you talk to people around the Valley this year, who of all the Valley teams has the best shot to win a state championship? A lot of people are saying these Girard Indians.
Plenty of playoff implications, plenty of conference implications are on the line here tonight on the turf at Arrowhead Stadium. We'll outline all of those as we move along through the course of the ball game. Should be a lot of fun. Sit back, relax. It's week number 8. It is Campbell and Girard next on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week.
Inside Arrowhead Stadium, all set for the opening kickoff. Alex Sudakov blasts it downfield. It's taken across the 10, out to the 15, to the 20, 25, opening 30, out to the 35-yard line. As Brandon Bird is there on the return for Girard, and that is where the Indians will set up shop. First down and 10. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Week number 8 of the high school football season. Nick Cochran's Indians checking in as the number 4 team in the state in Division 4 in the latest AP poll. Number 1 in the region in the latest computer rankings. And they are an explosive bunch. Get you some numbers as we move along. Indians come out in that spread formation. 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield for Dan Graziano. Low snap, Graziano trying to cut the corner, dropped at the 29-yard line. There to make the stop was Adrian Brown. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Boardman Subaru. Jeless is more, Ralph.
Absolutely. We saw a lot of him last year. He's going to need a performance like that here tonight when they get the ball.
Get to the rest of those keys as we proceed along. Sometimes Girard goes with that no huddle. It's going to be a loss of 6, 2nd and 16 from the 29-yard line. Graziano reverses his tracks, and he's dropped at the 24-yard line. Adrian Brown again there, and again back-to-back plays, trouble up front for Girard.
But what a way to start the game for Adrian Brown. You come with back-to-back sacks on 2 consecutive plays, and you know, we talk about ways to stop this high-powered Girard offense. How about 2 sacks on the first 2 plays?
Loss of 4 on the play, 3rd down and 20. 10:55, clock rolling here in quarter number 1. 4 wide receivers set for the Indians. Ahmad Eggleston is the running back. Graziano to throw, looking, firing deep downfield, and it's almost intercepted. Johnny on the spot was Shondale Ray. And that's going to be a 3 and out, and the Indians will have to punt.
Well, when you look at the tape of this game, that's going to be a key play right there. Ray should have come up with that. The ball was thrown high, trying to throw it over Ray to the receiver, but Ray did a nice job of getting up there. Campbell folks wishing he he held on to that one. But a nice first series for that Campbell defense.
David Meggs in punt formation for the Indians. Twin safeties back to return for Campbell Memorial. Clean snap, kick is away, and it's a great-looking spiral, which is gobbled up at the 35. Loose football, and I think the Indians have it. And they do. Turnovers oh so key, Ralph. Special teams playing a big-time part early in this one. 1st and 10, Girard.
Boy, just when you think you're Campbell, you get off to a good start, you fumble that opening punt. The man who comes up with that, it's Joey Buenavalenta, comes out of the bottom of that pile. As Don Patton had some trouble fielding that punt, and what a beautiful punt it was. But boy, you get Girard 3 and out, and all of a sudden they're back on the field.
1st and 10 from the Camel 36-yard line. 10:30 to play in the opening quarter. Graziano back out there. Ahmad Eggleston to his left. Graziano keeps it. Graziano with an opening. Graziano inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Brought down by the defensive tackle Sean Burnett for Camel. That time quite a bit of push up front to open up a hole for Graziano to make some things happen.
And like we said in the open chat, this is a quarterback that has started since his freshman year. And he knows how the game is played. He's patient back there, waited for that hole to open up, and picks up a nice gain on 1st down.
2nd and 1. They'll dump it off to Eggleston. He has it to the outside, 25. Eggleston lowers the boom, and there's a penalty marker that comes flying in from the far side. And we'll check out the call. Eggleston took that little dump-off pass in the flat. He's a very talented runner as well, and this one is going to be called against Girard. It is a hold. So back the Indians up 10 yards. It's going to make it 2nd down and 11. It's a spot foul, so I beg your pardon. 2nd and 7. Graziano brings a man in motion left to right. Now back in reverse. Graziano wants to throw, pumping, firing deep downfield towards the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown! 32-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Bird hauls it in, and the Girard Indians draw first blood. It's 6-0 pending the extra point.
Boy, that's why it's so important if you're Campbell, you take every advantage you can, and that time they let the Girard offense back on the field after the fumbled punt, but Brandon Bird just ran by everybody on that.
David Meggs on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high in the air, and it is perfect. 9:33 to play. Here in the first quarter, it is Girard 7, Camel nothing. Indians taking full advantage of that miscue on special teams. Pretty looking toss from Graziano.
But Graziano puts it exactly where it needs to be, and boy, does he have an open receiver. You have a good look at it right there. Look at the 3 Camel players trailing the play. And Graziano puts that right in the hands of his receiver, Brandon Bird. And that's the way Coach Cochran wanted to open up this game. You take away that 3 and out, and that's exactly what these fans here have seen all season long.
Graziano's 13th touchdown pass. Brandon Bird, the All-American Conference Blue Division leader in terms of receiving, with his 7th touchdown reception. And again, the thing about this Girard team is they have so many weapons and can beat you in so many different ways.
Yeah, and I'm sure looking at the film this week, Coach Sikora looked at this film and just said, where do we start? Who do we decide to shut down? And usually the game plan says, all right, let's pick one person to shut down and let the other people beat us. But this Girard offense has so many different weapons, like you mentioned, and we just saw 2 of them right there, Graziano and Bird.
David Meggs on to kick it off, and it's one of those high kicks punched up into the air, and it goes out of bounds, and so Camel is going to have very good field position as the Red Devils will try to answer. So it'll be 1st down and 10 Camel. Let's take a look at the offensive group. Camel led by the quarterback Brandon Reyes, and there you see, second from the bottom of your screen, Jaless Hughes. And he's having for himself some kind of a season. And of course, Dom Patton, a very talented wide receiver. Of course, you can't gobble up all those rushing yards without a talented offensive line, and Campbell has just that. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils from the 35-yard line, 9:33 to play. Jelez Hughes lining up at quarterback, and he pushes the pile to the 39, and that's something we had heard might be the case here tonight.
And, you know, he is your best offensive player, and you got to do everything you can to get the ball in his hands. And, you know, Brandon Reyes has struggled this year at times, certainly throwing the football. And sometimes it's just important to get the ball in Jelez's hands and let him go to work.
That defensive group for Girard looks this way. It's a group that will be tested against the likes of Jelez Hughes. 2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Run play up the middle. It's across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And that is, again, Jelez Hughes, who comes in already through 7 weeks of football, already over the 1,000-yard mark. He's got 1,165 yards coming in, 18 touchdowns, and he's averaging 166 rushing yards per game. 3rd down and 4 upcoming as the Red Devils will look to answer back. Out of the shotgun, Hughes again puts his head down, and he did not get the first down as he works his way up near the 44-yard line. He needed the 45. So we'll see what head coach Mickey Sikora elects to do here. Again, you want to keep the football out of the hands of Girard if you're the Red Devils coaching staff.
Yeah, you know, it's a 50-50 situation here. Do you try to go for it and keep your offense on the field, or if you miss, you're giving this Girard offense half the field to work with? Looks like Coach Sikora is going to send the punt team out there.
So Alex Sudakov is into punt. Single return man back for Girard. Clean snap, and Sudakov gets a wobbly kick towards the far sideline, and it rolls out of bounds. And Girard will have it. 1st down and 10 with 7:39 left to play here in quarter number 1. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 7:39 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Girard on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Girard quickly to the line of scrimmage. They don't waste much time getting back to snap the football, that's for sure. Graziano takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolling right, reverses his tracks. Graziano is brought down as a penalty marker comes flying in from that far sideline. Kendall Miller there to make the stop for Campbell Memorial.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run.
And so Girard is going to pick up some extra yardage on top of it all thanks to the face mask.
Again, we see this week in and week out. You know, those are the type of things you can't do for a good team.
So we know there are going to be some great plays for the course of the night coming up after this one. Ralph and I will select our Dr. William Woods play of the night. We already had one of those plays. That long touchdown pass from Dan Graziano. Graziano dropped in the backfield at the 29-yard line. There to make the stop, Adrian Brown. We've already called his name a couple of times tonight. Adrian Brown getting some great penetration for Campbell. So make sure you stick around after this one for our Dr. William Woods play of the night. Girard has had plenty of those throughout the season. Plenty of time for them to put plenty of points up on the board. Graziano wants to throw. Rolling, firing, incomplete into the near sideline. Not many Girard receivers in the vicinity, so perhaps the communication was off. Brandon Bird was streaking down the near sideline.
When you take away that touchdown pass to Bird, this Girard offense so far really hasn't seemed in sync at the early stages of this game. And unfortunately for Campbell, they don't really have much to show for it.
So 3rd down and 13 for Girard with 6:40 to play. In the opening quarter at Arrowhead Stadium, week number 8 of the high school football season. Graziano wants to throw, rolling, firing, downfield, and it's incomplete. intended for Evan Delbane. And so Girard will have to send out David Meggs once again to punt it away.
When Graziano again had some pressure there in that backfield. The Campbell defense doing a nice job of putting pressure on him, not letting him get his feet set, forcing him out of the pocket. Then you look down the field, Dom Patton, number 5, pretty good coverage on his counterpart, Evan Delbane.
So Meggs is in to punt. See if Campbell brings some pressure up front. Clean snap, and Meggs just does get that kick away. It will hit down at the 40 and take a big time bounce all the way down near the 15-yard line. Some kind of punt for David Meggs. For Meggs, a 56-yard boot. And that is where Campbell will have it, first down and 10. And the drive will pick up at 6:24 left.
And such a good punt, but almost disaster. Take a look at this. Watch the pressure coming in late. Nice job getting pressure on that punt. That's Kendall Miller.
But the question now is, can Jelez Hughes get something going on the offensive side of things? Run play. Jelez Hughes fired to the near side. Anthony Rushton was the intended target. Not a very smooth looking play. Players looking a bit out of whack there.
Well, again, you have a new quarterback there in Jelez Hughes who has been the tailback all season. You change it up a little bit to try to get an advantage. Obviously, you can't become too one-dimensional, but Jelez Hughes showing you right there that the arm is not his strong point.
Second down and 10. They'll pitch it on the option. Down the sideline to the 29-yard line, but this one may be coming back. There's a penalty flag down at the 16-yard line, so we'll check out the call.
And that time, Jelez Hughes didn't do a bad job running that option. He pitched it late to Shondell Ray. That's what you like to see your option quarterback do, but you're right, Chad, this is going to come back due to that hold call.
Holding, offense, 10 yards from the spot. Replay, second down.
Now they'll reset it up here, and again, every time Campbell seems to have something going on offense or defense, they're shooting themselves in the foot, and it's early here, and that's certainly not a course that Coach Sikora wants to set for this ball game. But you have Dom Patton back for that punt, doesn't field it. They get about a 25-yard roll after it hits the ground, and now you get a positive play with the option, and now you get the penalty.
So they mark off the penalty yardage. It's going to be second down and 19 from the 6-yard line. Back in the pocket to throw. Firing pass caught across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line. Gabriel Smith on the receiving end. His first catch of the night. And a good-looking throw to get back some of that 19 yards.
Going back against your own end zone. Not a bad play call right there. Able to feed that ball into Gabe Smith. Give yourself some breathing room. And he also make it a 3rd and 3, certainly a manageable third down here.
Third down and 3 from the 22. Brandon Reyes turns and fires, and it is incomplete. Jelez Hughes out in that flat, couldn't make the catch. Not sure if he would have had the first down had he hauled it in, and so it's going to be 4th and 3. And Campbell will have to punt.
Well, anytime Jelez Hughes catches that football, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he would have made something out of that catch, at least the first down.
So Alex Sudikoff is into punt. Brandon Bird back to return in single safety for Girard. Clean snap back to Sudikoff and gets away a good-looking kick. Bird makes the catch at the 44. He's to the 45, midfield, reverses his tracks, and he is brought down at about the 46-yard line. Quincy Little there to make the stop for Campbell on special teams. And so it will be 1st and 10. Girard has taken the field offensively so many times quickly. Let's take a look at their starting group. As we said, led by the quarterback, Dan Graziano. Ahmad Eggleston is having an outstanding season as well. The rest of the crew, talented receiving core as well. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Ahmad Eggleston, single back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split far side to the right now. A wing on the right side. And we have lots of folks moving. And then we see a yellow handkerchief drop.
5 yards. Replay, first down.
But that time it seemed like when Campbell's defense moved to adjust to the motion of Girard, one of their own, it looked like Alex Walp that time stood up to look around and can't do that.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 49-yard line. Graziano will now operate from the shotgun. 2 receivers far side to the right. Evan Delbane comes in motion right to left. Run play will go to Ahmad Eggleston, straight up the middle, puts his head down inside the 45, and he is brought down at the 44-yard line.
Eggleston shows you his speed right there as he takes that handoff and does a nice job of bursting through that first line of defense. And again, look how quickly Girard's right back at it. You see Campbell just getting in their stances right there.
Defensive group for Campbell. And will have its hands full here tonight. Eggleston, who had the last carry, coming into this one with 1,057 rushing yards. Graziano to throw, firing. Catch made by Evan Delbane as a first down, but there's a penalty flag down, and we'll check out the call.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving out there as well. There's Ahmad Eggleston and a Campbell defender, I believe it was Quincy Little.
So our referees will sort things out.
Personal foul. Defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
And so Girard is going to move quickly down the field thanks to another Camel penalty. So after they march it off, it's going to be 1st and 10 for Girard at the Camel 20-yard line. Ahmad Eggleston alone in the backfield. 3 wide receivers, trips to the right. Tight formation. Graziano will now move to the shotgun. Long count, more movement up front, more penalty flags. Boy, both sides having plenty of problems.
5 yards, still first down.
It's surprising in week 8 you see so many mental mistakes really on both sides. But it's been Girard so far in this game that's been able to overcome those mistakes and still either maintain possession or put it in the end zone.
When you have an offense like Girard does, you can overcome almost anything. Ahmad Eggleston sweeping the left side, brought down inside the 25 at the 23-yard line. Anthony Rushton there to make the stop from his strong safety position for Camel.
But give credit to Rushton too, because Ahmad Eggleston's going to come out here, put a move on him right there, try to kick it to the outside, but Rushton still had the speed to beat him to the corner.
Closing in on the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Graziano, long count, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, wants to throw, pumping, now rolling to the right side, firing downfield, incomplete. Was right in between 2 Girard receivers. Jordan Graziano was there. Also, A.J. DeVore was further downfield in the end zone. So it will bring up 3rd down and a dozen.
Well, give credit to that Camel defense. Nice coverage that time. Obviously, they give you the run look, and then Graziano backed up the pass. And Camel's defense that time very disciplined, staying with their man, not allowing him to find an opening.
7-0 Girard. Indians looking for more. Trips far side to the right. Ahmad Eggleston to the right of Graziano. Graziano takes the snap, rolling to the right side, looking downfield, firing, and it is incomplete. Evan Delbane was the intended target, streaking towards that far sideline, but he wasn't able to grab it, and so it's going to bring up 4th down and 12.
Yeah, and it is 4th down and long. This time you see Graziano. We've seen this play a few times. You get him out of the pocket, you try to throw that little pass, Dalbanis caught this pass here tonight, that time unable to catch it. I see Michael Smith, the senior, in coverage.
The offense will stay out, of course, for Girard. So Graziano and company can't convert. Graziano with Eggleston to his left. Takes the snap. He's harassed, firing deep towards the end zone, and it is tipped and almost caught at the last split second. Ahmad Eggleston was open, had a couple of steps. It was tipped away thanks to some outstanding coverage. Anthony Rushton was there. He almost picked it off, but as it goes, it's a turnover on downs.
Well, just barely get that away. A lot of pressure right in his face, but look at this chance. There's the tip, and boom, right off the face mask of Ahmad Eggleston.
Pinball football, but it drops to the turf here at Arrowhead, and with 3:43 left in the quarter, it is 1st and 10 for Campbell.
And for all the problems Campbell has had so far in the early going, they've only given up that touchdown, and they have the football right here.
See what the Red Devils have in store. Run play, left side, and that Girard defense stingy as ever. There to make the stop. It was Mitchell Smith blowing things up to the utmost.
Boy, Mitchell Smith just sits at his linebacker position, sees that hole open up, and he fills that hole, and oh my. That is a big-time hit.
2nd down and 9 from the 23-yard line. One receiver far side to the left, two near side to the right. Red Devils will go to the air. Gabriel Smith makes the catch, and it is complete out to the 25-yard line for a pickup of about 2 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
And you can see the pattern here tonight for Campbell. Brandon Reyes coming in really on passing plays. Gillespie Hughes running the football out of that Wildcat-like formation. And even though Campbell not making a secret what they're going to do back there, they feel like if they could execute it, they'll be able to move that football. But this Girard defense doing a nice job of really containing Gillespie Hughes here in the first quarter.
That is something that the Indians could not do a season ago. Hughes with 363 rushing yards in the ball game. Brandon Reyes firing deep downfield, and it is incomplete, intended for the wide receiver Dom Patton.
When running step for step was Brandon Bird. Pretty good speed out there from both teams, and not a badly thrown ball either by Brandon Reyes. But Brandon Bird able to get his hand up there and knock it away at the last minute, and he'll go back and try to make something happen here on special teams.
So it's 4th down and 7, and again, Alex Sudikoff is in to punt. He's going to have a very weary leg at this rate, Will Sudikoff. Single safety back deep to return for Girard. It's Brandon Bird. Sudikoff's kick is away, and Bird will watch it hit, and it rolls. He picks it up, does Bird. Bird has it to the 25, gets a block to the 30, 35, and he's wrestled down at the 39-yard line. You want to talk about some laying the lumber blocks on special teams.
Boy, yeah, Jordan Graziano had a peel back block on Gabriel Smith. Totally clean. It just took him right out of the play, and that really allowed Brandon Bird. There you see the end result of it. Took him off his feet, and really that block there enables him to pick up another 10 or 15 yards on that return.
Those are the kinds of blocks that will clear your sinuses in a hurry. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. 2:03 left in the first quarter. Graziano and company come back out. Two receivers to the right, one near side to the left. And more movement and more penalty flags.
Legal procedure, offense, 5 yards, still 1st down.
Well, Campbell's putting about 7, 8 guys right on that line of scrimmage. And, I think that Girard offensive line trying to communicate with each other, having a little bit of trouble. And Seen some movement up there from them.
1st and 15. Run play goes to Ahmad Eggleston. Into the open field. He's got a first down into Camel territory. And Ahmad Eggleston showing why he's already over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. He's a good-looking runner.
And I think that's why this Girard offense is so good. You know, in past years, they've had that passing offense that have been very successful. This year, they really do a nice job of balancing it out. However, there's going to be a flag towards the end of this play, and this one's coming back.
Maybe that's why he looked so good running in the open field there. Somebody guilty of the hold. So it's back to the 29-yard line. And at this rate, we are going to have more penalty flags than we are points. Clock rolling, 1:45 and counting. Graziano facing first down and 21. Graziano will keep it himself. He's to the 30, bounces it to the outside, and he's put down at the 31-yard line. Shondell Ray there to make the stop for Camel.
Boy, I think that's where the speed of Camel shows right there. You know, I think a lot of other teams, Graziano's able to break that line of defense and head down the field, but got a lot of speed on this Camel defense, enables that closing speed to shut down that run at times.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 18. 7-0 in favor of Girard. Evan Delbane comes in motion. Graziano fakes the handoff, wants to throw, rolling, firing, and it is almost intercepted. On in coverage was Dom Patton, and he had plenty of real estate in front of him.
And that's the second, should have been, interception of the night. But Graziano gets lucky that time, forcing that ball in there over the middle.
3rd and 18 upcoming for Girard, and really the theme in this first quarter has been those penalties, Ralph.
Yeah, the penalties, the drop passes, the mistakes really on both sides of the football for both teams has made for a very sloppy first quarter of football.
3rd and 18 from the 32-yard line, 48 seconds left in the quarter. Graziano adjusting things at the line of scrimmage. Long count, takes the snap, wants to throw, looking downfield, flushed from the pocket. Graziano swarmed upon, out of some traffic. Graziano still on his feet, stiff arm, across the 40 and up to the 42-yard line. Boy, he did an outstanding job to make something out of nothing. It's going to be 4th down, but it could have been a whole heck of a lot worse.
You want to talk about athletic ability. This is a broken play, nobody down the field. You start to see the pressure get to him. And just watch the escapability back there. He's going to get a nice stiff arm up here to really push him forward and make this a go-for-it type of 4th down situation.
4th down and 6. Clock winding down. 10 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if the Indians will even snap the football. Down to 4 seconds. And they will not. So 1 quarter in the books here tonight at Arrowhead Stadium. We head to the 2nd quarter with your score. Girard 7, Camel nothing. Quarter number 2 follows these words on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. All set for the 2nd quarter. 7-0 Girard leading Camel. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you from Arrowhead Stadium. Gorgeous facility here at Girard. The turf has been redone. Press box, stands, all been redone. Low snap. Graziano gets the punt away, and it's going to go out of bounds. That was almost stuffed back in his face. Did a good job to just get it away, but Camel again is going to get great field position, but the question is, can the Red Devils take advantage?
Yeah, they haven't been able to get on track offensively, and boy, like you said, they're set up with great field position. That was supposed to be a quick kick, and watch Graziano drop the snap, has the wherewithal to pick it up, and here comes the rush by Camel, and boy, he barely gets that off, as Adrian Brown was right there. I think he was stuck between, should I tackle him or should I block that kick?
right, so here we go. Already 8 penalties in the ball game, 5 for Girard, 3 called against Campbell. And now we have a timeout called by Campbell 7 seconds into the second quarter. So this stoppage of play allows us an opportunity to remind you that you can win 4 tickets to the YSU football game on November 19th against Missouri State. To enter, send an email to contests@myvalleysports.com. Don't let another chair go empty. Sign up to be a registered organ donor. Go to www.donatelifeohio.org. So out of the timeout, Campbell will take the field offensively. We'll see if this time it is Brandon Reyes or Jelez Hughes lining in and up at quarterback. Back in the pocket, pass is complete, middle of the field, hauled in, Tom Patton, first down to the 40-yard line of Girard.
Well, that time Brandon Reyes puts it right on the mark, and you see a little bit of the speed that time of Don Patton as he catches him in stride. And watch how quickly he gets this thing going. Runs right past the defensive back, and it's going to be up to Nick Malvasi to come over and make that tackle.
Of course, Patton played at Poland last year. First and 10 from the 40. Brandon Reyes rolling to the right side. Reyes looking downfield. He fires, caught for another first down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A penalty flag comes in at the tail end, and we may have another face mask.
But Braylon Wigfall catches this, and boy, Brandon Reyes showing you on 2 consecutive plays that he's delivering the ball right on the money. And we'll wait for the officials here to give us the call, but certainly in that area.
So we'll check out the call, and Campbell may get some bonus yardage here at the tail end.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15, first down.
So that is exactly the case. You see Reyes connecting with Wigfall, and at the tail end, see the face mask is grasped. So that's why the penalty marker came out. First and 10 from the 14-yard line. Brandon Reyes fakes the handoff, rolling to the near side, reverses his tracks, firing towards that far sideline, and it is incomplete.
Yeah, the question is going to be, and there comes the flag right there for grounding. And it almost looked like they were setting up the screen, but there's nobody in that area, and Reyes just gets rid of that football.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, loss of down.
So these are the kinds of miscues that can really hamper a team, especially when you have opportunities. So it's going to be second down now, and can they mark it off? Second down and long.
And when you think about it, Chad, we haven't seen Jelez Hughes carry the football with Brandon Reyes back at quarterback, and you know, we really haven't seen him carry that football since he got that big hit either.
So it's second down and 15 from the 19. Reyes to throw, looking towards the end zone, firing, caught, touchdown! Gabriel Smith hauls it in. Brandon Reyes with his 9th touchdown pass of the season, and Campbell to within an extra point of tying things up. Good looking pitch and catch for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and 4 consecutive passes for this Red Devil offense gets him into the end zone. Jelez Hughes doesn't touch it, but it doesn't matter, and I think that shows you the skill level that the other guys in this offense have.
Alex Sudikoff on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. 11:01 to play in the first half. We are tied at 7. Campbell and Girard hooked up in a good one on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Welcome back to Girard. 7-7 is our score. Campbell will kick it off courtesy of Alex Sudikoff, and what a kick deep downfield. This one is hauled in by Brandon Bird. He's across the 15 to the 20. Bird still on his feet, cutting it back to the outside, now to the inside, to the 40, to the 41-yard line. And there's a loose football. Penalty flag comes flying in. Campbell says they have the football, and we have plenty to sort out.
Boy, from where we're sitting, we didn't see that football come out. But about the same time it did, and Campbell players were signaling, we also saw a flag come out way downfield.
So hold the phone.
You guys declined that, correct? Back. Red. Penalties declined. First down, white.
So the football does belong to Campbell Memorial. Turnovers will kill you.
And there you see him running in traffic right there, not aware of everyone that's around him. There you see the ball pop out.
Right at the tail end of the play, it popped out.
And that hit was courteous of Braylon Wigfall. Put his helmet right on that football. And if you're Campbell Memorial, right back in business on the offensive side of the football.
1st and 10 from the 41. Brandon Reyes wants to throw, dumps it off to the near side, and Gillespie Hughes sees it go off his fingertips. So a far different story. What a difference a year makes. Hughes was running wild last season, but Girard saying enough is enough. We're not going to let that happen again here this time around as we take a look at that previous Campbell scoring drive summary. Second and 10 from the 41-yard line. Brandon Reyes wants to throw, firing downfield. It is caught. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Boy, all of a sudden, this Campbell offense has turned into Girard. Braylon Wigfall that time with another reception, and this time gets it into the end zone.
And all of a sudden, the Red Devils have life, and they also have the lead.
And how about Brandon Reyes staying in that pocket, Chad, with pressure around him? He knew he was going to take a hit at the tail end of this. Zings it in there to Braylon Wigfall, and he shows you his pull-away speed there at the end.
Brandon Reyes now with 10 touchdown passes. Sudakov on for the extra point. That one is plenty deep and good, and with 10:38 left to play in the first half, it is Campbell 14, Girard 7. Back to Arrowhead after this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. And welcome back. 14-7, Campbell with a touchdown lead over undefeated Girard here in week number 8. But we have plenty of football left here tonight. Sudakov with a low line drive kick, which is picked up across the 10 to the 15 to the 20, opening at the 25, and a big-time special teams hit across the 31 on the return. Again, it was Brandon Bird. You recall his fumble on a previous return set up that Campbell touchdown pass, which was 41 yards. Brandon Reyes to Braylon Wigfall. That is why we stand where we do. Took just 13 seconds, 2 total plays.
Well, we're going to see now how Girard responds to a little bit of adversity. You know, we've talked about how high scoring. You said they've been over 40 in all games but one, and now all of a sudden they find themselves down in a very pivotal matchup here in Week 8 against a rival in Campbell Memorial who beat them last year. Let's see how this offense responds.
Likewise, we'll see how Campbell plays with the lead. Graziano fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself up the middle, and he's stacked up and absolutely blasted at the 39-yard line. Charles Smith coming in and introducing himself to Dan Graziano quite rudely.
Well, he gets a pretty good gain at the front end, but here comes the linebacker over there. He's going to get some help as well by Dwayne Letlow.
Pickup of 8, second down and 2. He'll spot it at the Girard 40, under 10 minutes to play until halftime. Brandon Bird lines up as a wide receiver to the right side. More movement, more penalty flags.
Procedure, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Boy, I want to say that's the 3rd or 4th penalty on that Girard offensive line for moving early.
2nd and 7 from the 40. Make that the 35-yard line. Graziano on the option, pitches near side. Ahmad Eggleston stacked up, driven back. And all of a sudden, that Campbell defense is really showing a little bit of a swagger, showing that enthusiasm, showing that energy.
Boy, and if you're Coach Cochran, that's the last thing you want is for these Campbell kids really to start to believe and start to bring it. You can see, look at him driving the hips there. That's Dom Patton. And watch all the black helmets get to that football.
3rd down and a long 5 upcoming. Indians trailing at 14-7. Long count by Graziano. Trying to draw Campbell off sides perhaps with a longer cadence. Takes the snap, Graziano to fire. Left side, and it is incomplete. Brandon Bird was his intended target. It's going to bring up 4th down. And again, this vaunted Girard offense just hasn't quite been in rhythm tonight.
No, and it started on that very first drive when they went 3 and out. You can see this ball a little bit high there. You see Bird trying to go up to get it, but again, right there in coverage was Braylon Wigfall, and we've seen Coach Cochran go for it a lot of times here tonight on 4th down, but this time, looking up at that scoreboard, is going to let his defense go to work again.
David Meggs in punt formation for Girard. Dom Patton back to return for Campbell. More pressure. We saw Patton, who's not likely to return this punt as it rolls inside the 20 to the 17. Patton, when he played for Poland, returned a punt in thrilling fashion against Howland over at the home of the Bulldogs last season. But as it goes, he does not get an opportunity here. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Campbell at the 16-yard line.
But Dom Patton has been on the receiving end of a catch here tonight. He's going to go back out there on that offense. And boy, it's amazing to see how different this Campbell offense is from last year, where they just gave Gillespie Hughes that ball every single play, it seemed like. Now all of a sudden, I think they've called 7 or 8 consecutive pass plays.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Brandon Reyes from the shotgun takes the snap, pumping once. Can't find anybody open, rolling to the right side, firing downfield, and it is incomplete. Intended for Gabriel Smith. Initially, he was looking for Dom Patton on the out and up. He pumped, however, good coverage downfield, and saw some great pressure, so he reversed his tracks and almost completed a long one.
And boy, give Brandon Reyes credit for not forcing the ball on the hitch go on that sideline, to come all the way out to see if he could make something else happen, and boy, he almost did by delivering that ball to Gabriel Smith.
Coming in, Reyes had completed 54 of 91 passes for 761 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's got 2 touchdown passes here tonight. He completes the pass to Dom Patton. It's ahead to the 19 for a pickup of 3 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Well, what's amazing to me is not only the amount of passes they're throwing, but the fact that Gillespie Hughes isn't on the receiving end of a lot of these. He really hasn't been involved in this offense, and they've still been able to score 2 touchdowns.
You have to think that Gillespie Hughes was a focal point in pregame discussions throughout the week and preparations based on what he did not only last year, but what he's done all season long. He's been a true playmaker. Draw play up the middle, 25, 30, 35, 40, and it's a 1st down. Speaking of Gillespie Hughes, ask and you shall receive, and Gillespie Hughes moves the chains, and now maybe he's getting that rhythm going, rushing the football.
Well, a little draw there, a little delayed draw, and again, the Girard defense has to start to respect that pass because they've been so successful putting up those 14 points. All of a sudden you come back with Gillespie Hughes picking up that big 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Brandon Reyes firing, wide receiver screen to the outside. It's ahead to the 44-yard line. Anthony Rushton is on the receiving end for a short pickup.
And the other thing that's impressive about this Campbell team is look how many different guys are getting involved offensively. And we've seen Patton catch balls, we've seen Hughes run the ball. You've had Smith, you've had Rushton.
Wigfall,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. Showing this Girard defense a lot of different looks, a lot of people contributing. And, you know, I guess you would call this an upset if Campbell would win this football game, and certainly they have come to play here tonight.
high formation in the backfield. The give is to Jaless Hughes, pushing the pile. He has a first down and more. Jaless Hughes refusing to go down, and he's into Girard territory, and it is another first down.
Well, that time Campbell comes out in that stack eye. Look at the two lead blockers out in front of him. That offensive line gets a nice push, gets a nice block up front by Charles Smith. And look at Smith just ride that down the field as Hughes just rides his back right out of bounds to the first down.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Red Devils with the football and on the move. Hughes up to 43 rushing yards on the night. They will go back to Jaless Hughes, and he falls forward. He's inside the 45 and down to about the 42-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up second down and 6. Down to 6 minutes left in this first half. Second quarter is really plugged along. Brandon Reyes quickly takes the snap, gives to Hughes. That time, that Girard defense says enough is enough, and he's dropped right at the line of scrimmage, possibly a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, Malvesi there among others to make that tackle. Boy, this Campbell offense showing you a lot of different looks. They've come out in the spread, they've come out with the Wildcat, now they're coming out in this stack eye, trying to take some time off the clock and still trying to push it down the field with Hughes at the tailback position. Now we'll see what they do on a third down here.
Big third down play. Brandon Reyes has been very good, especially in the second quarter. Reyes to throw. Rolling to the right side. Brandon Reyes firing downfield. Picked off at the 30-yard line. Hauling it in, Tyler Altiers. And that will stop the Camel threat. Indians in business. First down and 10.
Well, Brandon Reyes tries to give his team all the time he can to get open down the field and does get the ball off, but throwing off that back foot on the run, Algiers is able to step up and make that interception. We saw Campbell get a turnover and pounce right on it. Let's see if this Girard team could take advantage of their turnover.
Hindsight is always 20/20, but I maybe think that Reyes would have been better served to maybe run the football, pick up 3 or 4 yards, take your chances on a 4th and short, but the turnover is pivotal. And now can Girard cash in with 5:06 left in the second quarter? 2 receivers far side to the left. High formation behind Dan Graziano. They'll bring a man in motion left to right. Graziano with a long count. He turns, he gives. Ahmad Eggleston stutter steps in the backfield, is swarmed upon, and he's blasted at the 32.
Yeah, they're going to call Brandon Bird with the hold as he held Dom Patton.
Holding. Offense, 10 yards from the spot. Replay, first down.
You know, and that's a good call because Dom Patton's in a position to make that tackle. And I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it right here as you see him, Ahmad Eggleston, break out to try to get to the outside. And right there you see the takedown.
Actually could have been 2 holds. One maybe was even a little earlier than that. But the penalty is there. First and 10 from the 21-yard line. Graziano fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Flush from the pocket. He steps up and he is dropped at the 19-yard line. Loss of 2 yards on the play, and Campbell continues to get good pressure on one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the area.
Graziano a little slow to get up. See him walking gingerly right there, but you're right, Chad. This Campbell defense has brought the pressure.
So we have whistles. And now we're ready to go. 4:15 and counting down. Graziano facing second down and 21. Ahmad Eggleston to his left. 2 receivers make it 3 near side to the right, 1 far side to the left. Graziano Surveys the scene, takes the snap, wants to throw, stepping up, firing downfield, and it is caught. Brandon Byrne has it for a first down as he's spun down at the 41-yard line. But another penalty flag is down, so hold the phone.
And you can start to hear the disgruntled Girard fans below us. And there you see the strike right to Ahmad Eggleston.
Holding.
Or, correct me, Brandon
Offense,
Bird.
10 yards.
But again, it's just
Replay,
another
second
holding
down.
call. And this offensive line of Girard has had their fair share of problems here tonight. And that nice first down pickup is all for naught.
So we're coming off a second down and 21 play. This is going to be a whole heck of a lot worse than that.
And you look up there on the clock, see 3:46. You know, Campbell gets a stop here. They're going to have pretty good field position and some time to work with.
We're going to spot this at the 5. It's second and all the way to Boardman. .346 left. You can't have a hold in the end zone, that's for sure. More movement up front. This time, who was it?
Boy, from the looks of it, it's Girard again.
Procedure. Offense, half the distance to the goal. Second down.
So the Indians shooting themselves in the foot. Spotted at about the 2.5-yard line. Gotta be very, very careful if you're Dan Graziano. Already Girard with 10 penalties here in the first half. Graziano with a quick hitter. It's complete to the 5. Out near the 10-yard line. Not nearly enough for a first down, but does give them some room with which to work.
It's bad when you pick up a nice little gain there and you're still looking at a 3rd and 30.
So from the 10, it'll be 3rd down and 30. There are not many plays in the playbook for situations like this, especially when you're pinned in as deep as the Indians are. Girard does have all 3 timeouts left. 2 timeouts remaining for Campbell Memorial. Closing in on the 3-minute mark. Graziano to throw, stepping up, plenty of time, firing deep downfield, and it is almost intercepted. Back in coverage, it was Dwaylen Letlow for Campbell. Pass was intended for Jordan Graziano, and this is an impressive looking ball thrown by Dan Graziano.
Absolutely, look at that, but still double coverage there and not much separation between the receiver and the defensive back, but you got to try something, like you said, at 3rd and 30. And Campbell's going to take over in good field position with a lot of time left before that halftime break.
See if Campbell comes after the punt of David Meggs. Dom Patton in twin safeties to return. Clean snap. Meggs gets a good looking kick away. And this one will hit inside the 35. It rolls inside the 30 and will be touched down at the 27-yard line. So much for good field position. That is a 63-yard punt for Girard's David Meggs.
Boy, when you watch that, you wonder why Gabriel Smith of Campbell Memorial didn't field that. He would have saved his team at least 10, 15 yards of field position. And just when you think, well, Campbell's going to take over a great field position, here they are.
Timeout. We'll be back after this. It's 14-7 in favor of Campbell on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. They try to dump it off to Jeless Hughes, and Hughes is unable to make the grab. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Hughes has had some trouble here tonight catching those balls out of the backfield. Had a drop earlier on, gets another one there.
2nd and 10 from the 27 with 2:39 left till halftime. Brandon Reyes has done a great job here in this first half. Couple of touchdown passes. And another
Offense,
slew of
five-yard
penalty
penalty.
flags.
Still second down.
So back the Red Devils up. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Some really early movement that time by the offensive line of Campbell. That was the right tackle.
Brandon Reyes takes the snap, firing, caught by Patton on the reverse, handoff 30, 35, down the sideline, 45. Hughes has it inside the 50 and down to the Girard 45. It's a first down.
Boy, a nice little play there, the old hook and ladder it looked like. As you see the little screen pass right here to Patton, then he just hands it right off to Gilles Hughes, and he goes down the sideline and almost breaks this.
Got to get the football into playmakers' hands. Hughes is that. And it's a first down and 10 situation from the 42 for Campbell. Brandon Reyes rolling right side out of traffic. Reyes firing downfield. Tip, caught, first down along the sideline. Anthony Rushton. Once again playing pinball football. It bounced once, twice, 3 times, and he hauled it in.
Boy, a very similar play to when Brandon Reyes threw that interception on that last drive, but that time finds its way to the receiver's hands, and although it was a little bit more difficult than maybe it should have been, he gets the catch anyways.
1st and 10 from the Girard 29-yard line. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left. Brandon Reyes, draw play up the middle. Gilles Hughes bouncing it to the outside. 10, 5, touchdown! 29 yards!
Well, this well-balanced Campbell offense putting on a show here. And boy, it seemed like they were struggling too at the beginning of that first quarter. And since then, since Brandon Reyes came back in at quarterback, everything has gone their way. And what a run by Gilles Hughes. That's what the Campbell fans remember from last year's performance.
Coming in, Girard had allowed just one team to score more than 20 points all season. That was Newton Falls. He put 24 on them. And there's a botched snap and hold. And on the botched extra point try, the holder fired towards the end zone. It's incomplete. And so we'll see if that impacts things moving forward. A missed opportunity for another extra point. And with 2 minutes to play here until halftime, it's 20-7 in favor of Campbell.
Boy, right there, a lot of pressure. Sudakov didn't want to kick it into the block. Holder does a nice job of just winging it up there.
And he almost completed it. So that drive summary looks this way. 5 plays, 73 yards. And Mickey Sikora has got to be very pleased with what he has seen in this first half.
And boy, it's something telling in the interviews leading up to this game. He was asked a question whether or not he wanted to spoil Girard's season, and his answer was, listen, we want to make our season. We don't want to spoil anybody's season. We want to make our season. And, you know, putting the onus on his own team to reach their goals. And you talked about in the open, a win here probably gets them in the playoffs. Certainly forces a tie at the top of that tier of the All-American Conference.
Sudakov makes the approach, little squib kick, which will roll on the turf. And it will be taken by Ahmad Eggleston. Eggleston swarmed upon and dropped at the 21. However, there may be another face mask as Gabriel Smith was down there to make the stop, but he may have grabbed the face guard.
Face mask, defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down, give him the ball.
We've had games this year where we're on the officials for so many flags, but this time it's absolutely, you know, so obvious. There's no other choice, and I think we have 4 face masks and all the movement up front by both teams, and a lot of penalty yardage here.
I'll tell you what,
in this first half.
I applaud this officiating crew because the penalties are very plentiful. There's lots of flags, but they are making quick decisions and they are getting this sorted out in a hurry. That's all you can ask for, keeping the game in a rhythm. 1st and 10 from the 37. Graziano, plenty of time to throw. Firing towards the near sideline, and it is incomplete. He's getting time to throw, but again, Campbell has great speed in the secondary. Maybe some of those receivers aren't as open as maybe they have been at earlier points in the season.
Boy, and there's something you were just talking about, 16 penalties in the first half, 10 for Girard. And look at the yardage that has been racked up by both teams.
2nd and 10 from the 37, $1:51 left in the quarter. Girard trailing it by 13. They haven't been in this situation much this season at all. Graziano takes the snap. He'll keep it up the middle. Graziano breaks a tackle, and he's dropped at the 37. So right back to the line of scrimmage. And so now it's going to bring up.
I mean, you complimented the officials earlier, and they're doing a nice job right now getting in between these two teams. As it gets a little chippy down there, you can see both teams talking to each other. You know, I feel that this is where the officials really have to make their presence known.
3rd down and 9 upcoming from the 38. We'll see if Graziano can convert. Clock rolling. We're down to 67 seconds left. Graziano with Ahmad Eggleston to his right. Graziano will keep it himself, trying to sweep the left side, cuts it back to the inside. Graziano puts his head down, and he has a first down near the 49-yard line. And more pushing and shoving. This time no flags, but it is a first down. I'll tell you what, I did see a Campbell player push a Girard player. There probably should have been a flag at the tail end there.
Kendall Miller pushed a Girard player at the end, and the official standing right there, and I think they're going to talk to both teams again right now. Let's take a look at the end of this as Miller's starting to get up. Well, see, he's getting pushed a little bit there. We'll blame both teams on that one.
49 seconds left. 1st and 10 for Girard. Graziano wants to throw, looking downfield. He'll go for it all, firing deep downfield, and it is almost intercepted. On in coverage, Dwayne Letlow. Letlow, a heck of a basketball player as well, showing great athleticism. He couldn't come down with it. Pass intended for Brandon Bird, but look at the arm strength for Graziano.
Oh, absolutely. He gets it there where it needs to be. Unfortunately, Dwayne Letlow is 6'4", and has pretty good speed, able to get those long arms out there and knock that down. And
Graziano has completed 4 of 15 passes for 62 yards. Also a touchdown pass. Second quarter clock down to 38 seconds. Trips far side to the left, one receiver near side to the right. Graziano trying to set up a screen. Does so. Eggleston has it. 50, 45. Convoy of blockers. 35, 30. Eggleston, 20, 10, 5. Eggleston is in. Touchdown. 51 yards. And the Indians right back in it.
boy, and that's the shot in the arm they need right there. Right before halftime, and again, Graziano does a nice job of setting up this screen, buying his time in the pocket. Finds Eggleston out in the flat, and watch his speed right here as he's able to get to the outside.
Extra point try up, and it is good. And with 23 seconds left, it is 20-14. Say you can vote for the Big 22 Player of the Year. It is brought to you by Antone's Banquet Center. Go to myvalleysports.com and click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football player from our area. Well, this has been some kind of a first half. There have been a lot of penalties, but there's certainly been a lot of big plays for both sides, and should make for a pretty exciting and interesting, intriguing second half.
And both coaches will probably be preaching on that penalty issue at halftime. You take away that, and this was quite a first half of football, and it's everything we thought it would be. As we expect Campbell to get this football, probably kneel on it, go into halftime with the lead. and they'll get the ball coming out here in the third quarter.
David Meggs set to kick it off. It's punched up high into the air. Fair catch made at the 23-yard line. Braylon Wigfall made the grab. 21 seconds left. You just take a knee if you're Coach Sikora?
Yeah, I think so. I think you go into halftime with the lead. But one of the things we saw again right there on that kickoff is a lot of chirping back and forth, a lot of players getting to each other's faces, and that's something that both coaches are going to have to address at halftime, because you'd hate to cause your team a 15-yard penalty in such a critical game and in such a close game like this.
All right, here we go. Camel in victory formation will take the knee, and that's going to do it here in the first half as the final 15 seconds will tick on down. As we said, though, a very entertaining first half of football, Ralph.
Oh, absolutely. I think Camel playing very well. I think they're surprising us by the way they're doing it offensively. And again, we had a kneel down, and how we still have issues out there with the players back and forth.
Clock hits all zeros, and we have played one half of football here at Arrowhead Stadium. Your halftime score, Camel Memorial 20, Girard 14. Halftime highlights, numbers, and more. Follow this. You've got it locked to the MyValleySports.com. High school football, game of the week. And welcome back. It's time for the Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet Band of the Week. Let's listen to a selection from the Girard High School Marching Band. That is our Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet Band of the Week. Back to Arrowhead Stadium after this on the MyValleySports.com High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. We're at the half. It's Camel leading Girard 20-14. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Welcome back to the Columbiana Buick Cadillac Chevrolet halftime report. Final instructions being explained by our officiating crew. Let's take a look at the team numbers from the first half and how things shook out. This ball game was back and forth, Ralph, and the numbers may surprise you just a bit. Camel, 229 total yards. Girard with 148 total yards. And certainly we had our fair share of miscues when you talk about penalties, and turnovers also plagued some teams early in this one. Off the punt. Of course, it was coughed up, which led to a big-time turnover, which was recovered by Girard.
Yeah, that was early on in the game, and just Camel had a 3-and-out and turned the ball over, and those early mistakes for Camel didn't lead to many points for Girard.
3 turnovers total, but you look at the key numbers, 16 penalties between the two teams. There you see our score, 20-14. Of course, we knew that Dan Graziano was an outstanding passing quarterback, However, Brandon Reyes held his own in that first half.
Absolutely. I think this is the surprise of the first half, how effectively Campbell threw the football. And right there was that first score that he threw to Gabriel Smith.
Of course, Graziano certainly not to be outdone. He had a solid first half as well. He hits Brandon Bird to open the scoring all alone for a long touchdown pass as we compare our two passers. And again, the numbers for both passers are pretty impressive, and it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out. Very balanced, but you'd have never guessed that Brandon Reyes would have more passing yards than Dan Graziano. One name you heard about a lot of in terms of Campbell is Jelez Hughes. He had 363 rushing yards last week. And on the drop play, Hughes making things happen as he usually does. As we take a look at our individual rushing numbers as we're all set for the second half kickoff. As Meggs will boot this one downfield. Campbell will get the football first here in this second half. Meggs with a high kick, high into the air, and it is hauled and loose. Football, and Girard has it.
Really surprised that time that Campbell receiver, and that was Braylon Wigfall, didn't call for a fair catch to give himself some room. Instead, he was slow to get to that football. And remember, this is a live football regardless if anybody touches it, but Wigfall did touch it. Girard able to jump on it. Boy, just like that, all that momentum that Campbell had could be gone.
In just 3 seconds, that could happen. Now, we'll see if the Indians go for it all early on this initial possession of the third quarter. Graziano working out of the shotgun. He sends out 3 wide receivers, far side to the left. Graziano brings a man in motion. It's Evan Delbane. They will keep it to the ground. Ahmad Eggleston bounces it to the outside. 25. Eggleston wrestled down at the 21-yard line. And we have an injured Campbell Memorial Red Devil down at about the 32, and that injured Campbell player is Charles Smith. So he will be attended to by the medical personnel. But a good-looking run. Ahmad Eggleston made some big things happen at the end of the second quarter and making an immediate impact here in the third.
Well, there you saw the injury there at the beginning of that play, as it looked like Charles Smith got rolled over, or his ankle or leg got rolled over by his own teammate. We'll get a nice run play to start this second half for this Girard Indian offense, picking up a first down on your first play and setting yourself up pretty nicely here.
So we have a timeout on the field, which gives us an opportunity to remind you that you can vote for the Big 22. 5 blocks of granite brought to you by the Moransky Companies and Youngstown Granite. Go to myvalleysports.com and click Big 22 to make your choice for the best high school football linemen from our area. Of course, these two teams, solid rushing attacks to say the least, and none of that can happen without those big bodies up front, opening up some holes. As Charles Smith continues to be stretched out, they're working on that lower leg, foot, ankle perhaps, for the junior linebacker. The injury timeout will take one as well. 11:50 to play in the third. It's 20-14 in favor of Campbell. The myvalleysports.com high school football game of the week. Charles Smith able to walk off under his own power as we get back to it. Girard football at the 20. Graziano rolling. Graziano keeping. Graziano belted down at the 16, possibly the 15-yard line. And again, all of a sudden, that momentum squarely on the side of Girard. Second down and 5. Evan Delbane comes in motion. Graziano turns and gives. Eggleston is blasted down at the 14-yard line. He picked up a yard. It's going to bring up third down and short.
But DeWaylen Letlow with a nice play coming up from his free safety position to make that tackle in run support.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Graziano with Eggleston to his left. 3 wide receivers near side to the right. Graziano takes the snap, turns, gives Eggleston, bouncing it inside the 5-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal, Indians.
Well, you see a different theme to the offense here for Girard in the second half, coming out running this football, whether it be Graziano or here Eggleston again. You see a nice hole up front. And again, it's up to Letlow to bring him down at the tail end of that.
Graziano 1st and goal. Graziano turns, gives Ahmad Eggleston, trying to muscle his way in for 6. He didn't get there just yet. It's going to be 2nd and goal, but he did pick up positive yardage.
And the problem here that you have is your free safeties coming up and run support and making all these tackles. You need those D linemen who've come up with some big stops early on in this game to come up with another one here.
2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Graziano from the shotgun, turns, gives Ahmad Eggleston, still trying to cross the plane of that goal line, and he's going to come up just shy. And it's going to be 3rd and goal, just shy of the goal line.
Here, a little counter look as he heads back the other way. There you see number 33, the first to get him, and that's Shamar Robbins. And he's in there replacing the injured Charles Smith.
Back to the ground, Eggleston dances in, touchdown! Ahmad Eggleston with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and we are tied at 20.
Well, that turnover on that opening kickoff here in the 3rd quarter certainly pays off for the Girard Indians, as they had a short field to work with and eventually get that thing into the end zone.
Meggs on for the extra point, and the Girard lead. Kick up, kick good. 9:44 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Girard has taken the lead. It is 21-20. Nick Cochran not smiling, but gotta be pleased.
He wasn't smiling in the first half because his team played poorly. Now they're probably happy with the effort there by special teams in the offensive side of the football to not only get back in this game, but now take the lead with that extra point.
So now the resolve of this Camel team will be tested. Girard has answered the bell in a big, big way. 7 plays. It took just 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Ahmad Eggleston into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight, and we'll see if the Red Devils are able to answer back.
Well, we saw them answer back early on in this game. Remember, Girard in their 2nd possession went up 7-0. Then it was the Campbell Memorial Show for the remainder of that first half. And so now they found themselves down by just 1 point. We'll see if they keep their head back in this ball game.
Red Devils have got to be very, very alert. Meggs may punch this one up in the air once again. It already forced a turnover earlier in the quarter. It is a high kick. Caught at the 32-yard line. And again, that catch was hauled in by Braylon Wigfall. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Camel.
And Wigfall that time did indeed signal for the fair catch, able to get some space there and concentrate on just catching that football. Something that he failed to do there on that opening kickoff.
So Girard has taken a 1-point lead. Now Gilles Hughes, Brandon Reyes, and company will try to answer. Dom Pettin split as a wide receiver near side to the left. Brandon Reyes wants to throw, looking right side, firing, tipped, almost intercepted. James Cupan was on in coverage. Anthony Rushton was the intended target. This almost a pick 6.
Yeah, and you see the pass a little bit high there. Probably should have caught that football. And whenever that football's bouncing in the air there, you're always worried about that turnover. And unfortunately for Campbell Memorial, that thing falls to the turf.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Brandon Reyes takes the snap. Draw play goes to Hughes. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard. Josh Danko there to make the stop for Girard. And it will bring up a 3rd down and long play.
Well, Campbell had success with that delayed draw early on in the game. And there you see it coming right back at you. But you see Danko able to fight off that block and make the tackle.
They will give Hughes credit to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. As we're just about 3 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Brandon Reyes sends out 3 wide receivers, far side to the right, 1 receiver near side to the left. Reyes takes the snap, wants to throw, stepping up. Reyes floats it downfield. It is caught and dropped at the 29-yard line. Hughes had lots of running room ahead. He may have easily had the 1st down, but he wasn't able to make the catch, and he's dropped a couple tonight.
Yeah, I think that's his 3rd drop out of the backfield. Again, to give credit to Brandon Reyes for keeping this play alive, extending it as long as he can as he avoids the rush, and there's the flip right there. And you see Hughes just looks out in front of him before he had that ball secured. And after this punt, even with a good punt, Girard going to take over in great field position.
So Alex Sudakov is in punt formation for Campbell. High snap, and Sudakov gets off a line drive kick. Fumbled by Bird, he picks it up, falls down at the 26. Penalty flag comes in for unnecessary roughness.
And when you talk about silly plays in the course of a football game, Quincy Little commits one right there. Bird just content with securing that football on the ground and helmet-to-helmet contact for absolutely no reason.
Personal foul deep on the Red Devils. 15 yards, 1st down.
And we've said it before, you can't give really good teams these extra 15 yards, these extra 10 yards. I mean, they don't need it. You can't make life easy on them, and that's exactly what the special teams unit has done so far in this 3rd quarter for Campbell.
1st and 10, Girard from their own 41-yard line. Graziano with a 1-point lead, 21-20. Graziano takes the snap, will keep it himself, and he's going to be spun forward. He may have picked up a yard to the 42, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
And that's Adrian Brown again, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be able to make a highlight tape of his tackles here tonight, as he's been in that backfield a lot from that linebacker position.
2nd and 9 from the 42-yard line. Clock rolling, 8:16 and counting in the 3rd. Indians on the attack. Ahmad Eggleston with a couple of touchdowns here tonight. Dan Graziano has also thrown a touchdown pass. Actually, 2 touchdown passes. Run play goes to Eggleston. Bouncing it to the outside. He's to the 45 and wrestled down at the 46. Pickup of 4 yards. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for Girard.
Braylon Wigfall made that tackle and did a nice job of keeping contained on Ahmad Eggleston, who we saw turn one of those little plays into a big play late in that 2nd quarter.
3rd down and 5 upcoming from the 46-yard line. Graziano out of the shotgun, trips near side to the right, turns, gives. Ahmad Eggleston trying to cut the corner, dropped at the 44-yard line. Kendall Miller grabbed a hold of Eggleston and made the stop. It's a loss on the play, and as a result, we'll see if Girard will have to punt or will they go. The offense is still out there, so it looks like the Indians are quickly back to the line of scrimmage, or will it be a quick kick? Graziano with the punt. It's a short kick which hits at the 32, inside the 30, and it's going to be touched down at the 26-yard line. And so, 6:46 to play in the 3rd. It is Girard 21 and Campbell 20. So a good job by that Campbell defensive group. We'll take a timeout and bring you back to Arrowhead Stadium following this on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Campbell Camel football. Brandon Reyes has it 1st and 10. Reyes turns, gives to Hughes. Spun down, loose football! And the Indians have it! Jordan Graziano with the recovery, and the Indians defense does the job again.
Well, it's like Murphy's Law here for this Campbell Memorial team in this third quarter. Everything going wrong. And there you see he's stacked up, and the ball does come out before he hits the ground as Graziano scoops and runs with it. Again, how much help can you give an undefeated football team?
In the red zone, 1st and 10 for Girard at the 17 of Camel. Girard with a 1-point lead and looking for more. Indians have just piled up the points all season long. They're looking for 6 more deep in Red Devil territory. Graziano fakes the handoff, wants to throw, rolling, firing, and it is incomplete. Short hop the intended target, Brandon Bird.
It short hopped him, but there was good coverage there as well as Michael Smith, number 10, running step for step with him. Again, you see the pressure being put on Graziano as he throws that one, not a prettiest pass of the night. And there you see the battle for the ball at the end of it.
2nd and 10 from the 17. Graziano keeps it himself up the middle. Graziano bouncing it inside the 5 and down to the 4. Braylon Wigfall there to make the stop for Camel, but it is going to be 1st down and goal for the Indians, who are quickly back to the line of scrimmage as Graziano is spun down by Wigfall. Back to it. Graziano turns, gives. Ahmad Eggleston in for a touchdown! 3rd touchdown of the night for Ahmad Eggleston. Eggleston now with a grand total of 23 rushing touchdowns. And it's 27-20 Girard, pending the extra point.
But a nice block out front by Evan Delbane to get him into that end zone.
Meggs for the extra point. Kick up. Kick is good. 6:11 to play, 3rd quarter. All of a sudden, Girard now with an 8-point lead. It is 28-20. A very short 17-second drive.
Boy, and I don't think I could remember a game turning that quickly. You know, the first half, second half, whatever. Camel had everything going for them coming out here in this third quarter, and just like that, they're down by 8 points.
So again, if you're Nick Cochran, you're certainly very pleased with your team's ability to be trailing in this one by a couple of touchdowns, but coming back. If you're Mickey Sikora, what are you telling your Camel group?
Well, Camel has to have confidence on offense. They know that they can move the football against this team. It's not like they're coming out here and it's 28-0. All right, it's 28-20. You've put up 3 touchdowns already, so you know you can move the football. It's just a matter of executing and not making the mental mistakes, whether they be turnovers or penalties.
So Meggs is in to kick it off, and you can expect another one of those high kicks. Punched up in the air. See if Wigfall can haul it in. Wigfall is back. Wigfall loses it again, picks it back up. He's to the 25 as a penalty flag comes in from the backside, and he did a good job just to be able to pounce on it. He was very fortunate.
Yeah, and I think that penalty is going to be on the fact that he tried to advance it after he called the fair catch. And you're right, he probably would have been best served to just fall on that ground and secure the football. We'll get the official call right here.
Is covered. Invalid fair catch signal. It's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Exactly as you described. Invalid fair catch signal. 5-yard penalty.
You know, it doesn't hurt you a great deal. Like you said, only a 5-yard penalty. But again, it's just that pattern that Campbell has displayed here in the third quarter of just making mental mistakes.
Those penalties and those turnovers, they add up over the long haul. And we have a timeout, an official's timeout called, as I believe Mickey Sikora is getting an explanation from the referee.
And I think Mickey's argument would be that he fumbled that football and was just trying to run to catch it, you know, to catch up to it and fall on it, that he wasn't really advancing it.
So Campbell Memorial is back to the line. Every week we'll pick the PNC Bank player of the game. It's one player that has made the greatest impact. We'll feature them every Monday night at 6 on 27 First News. First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown as Reyes went up top. Gabriel Smith was the intended target, but it was out of his reach.
Yeah, and if Brandon Reyes had a cannon for an arm, he had some separation by his receiver, Gabriel Smith. But you're asking him to make a 50, 60-yard throw there down the middle of the field.
2nd and 10. So 6:02 is left in the third, and Campbell with some work to do. Brandon Reyes from the gun takes the snap, quarterback draw. Reyes up the middle, spun down at the 26.
Well, I certainly like the play call. Not a look that we've seen here tonight. The quarterback draw by Brandon Reyes does have good speed. Haven't really seen him carry the football, but catches that Girard defense sleeping a little bit with that draw. As you see the look to the right to fake the screen pass, and then his speed is able to beat that first line of defense up the middle.
So 3rd down and 3 from the 26-yard line. Brandon Reyes sends out 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Reyes, quarterback draw, puts his head down. He's ahead to the 30, and it looks like he has plenty for a Red Devils first down.
You see the fullback, Adrian Brown, slow to get up after that play. But this is exactly what Campbell needed. They need to keep that offense out on the field. They need to get some momentum going. And there you clearly see why Adrian Brown was slow to get up. It seemed like 2 or 3 guys fell straight on top of him. But he will remain in the football game.
1st and 10, Campbell from their own 30. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Reyes looking right, firing, catches made on the hit of the night at the 35-yard line. Tyler Algiers laying the lumber on Gabriel Smith.
He came up a good clean hit, but give Gabriel Smith credit for hanging on to this. As soon as he turns upfield, he gets walloped.
Pickup of 5, 2nd and 5 from the 35. Brandon Reyes takes the snap from the gun, wants to throw, flushed from the pocket. Reyes dropped at the 26-yard line. Josh Danko busting through and ripping him down. Big time loss on the play, and it will bring up 3rd down and long.
It's not a thing of beauty, but Danko's able to hold on to that jersey to get the sack, and I don't think we called his name one time in that first half. Already twice here in the third quarter, Danko makes a play.
3rd down, 19 from the 26-yard line. Reyes in a pickle now. Wants to throw. Reyes flushed from the pocket. Reyes may try to run. 30, 35, 40. 41-yard line, and he's close to a first down, and I think he might have it.
Boy, and watching Brandon Reyes run out of the backfield, I didn't think he had that kind of speed. I thought he was quick, but once this play breaks down and he's able to get to the outside, and he decides wisely so to carry this football, tucks it away, you could see his speed, and he knows exactly where he needs to get on the field to get that first down. He gets it, gets out of bounds. A wise decision all the way around for Brandon Reyes.
Well, he got to the 43-yard line, so it was more than enough for a first down. Clock rolling, 3:21, low snap. Reyes handles it, firing downfield. It's caught! 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Anthony Rushton, no flags, Campbell back into it.
But again, it's just about great execution. When Campbell has been on tonight, they've been on. And when they've been ugly, they've been ugly. But this is a good one right here. So he just runs a little slant, gets by the face of his man, Tyler Algiers. And then you could see the speed of Anthony Rushton.
28-26, Campbell will now go for 2. Gilles Hughes in the backfield, cutting the corner. Hughes towards that goal line, he's in, and we're tied at 28.
Well, we wondered if Campbell would be able to mentally get back in this football game after they blew that lead. I think that answers your question right there. These are tough kids and tough-minded as well. As look at Gilles Hughes just break it to the outside, avoid that tackle by A.J. DeVore, and just gets to that cone and gets out of bounds with the 2-point conversion.
What a ball game this has been. And we still have a whole quarter left to play.
You know, and this is what we expected, you know. I mean, some people came in here thinking, well, this isn't going to be much of a game. Girard's on fire this year. This is their turn to not only go to the playoffs, but take the conference. But Campbell had other ideas, and they have certainly showed up here tonight to play, and it's certainly been entertaining.
57-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Reyes to Anthony Rushton. Alex Sudikoff to kick it off for Campbell. Twin return men back deep for Girard. Samad Eggleston and Brandon Bird. Sudikoff makes his approach. Squib kick, which will continue to roll. Still loose, and Eggleston falls on it at the 21-yard line. Wisely just pounced on it to avoid the potential for a turnover.
Yeah, you're right. Good move by Eggleston just to fall on that football. It was what seemed like a meaningless little squib kick. It was almost recovered by Corey Hamilton, the sophomore, who got down there rather quickly.
So it's 1st and 10 for Girard. We're deadlocked at 28, and they spotted at the 22-yard line. So nip and tuck, this has been all night long. Ahmad Eggleston is the lone setback. 2 receivers near side to the right. Graziano will line up under center. Graziano takes the snap, turns and gives Ahmad Eggleston. Bouncing it to the outside, and he's dropped. Picked up 3 yards. But 3 white jerseys right in the vicinity. Leading the charge defensively for Campbell was Michael Smith, and we have a Campbell Red Devil that is slow to get up.
And you can see first to the ball again. It's Dwaylen Letlow. Gets some help by Smith. But Letlow, you talked about his skills on the basketball court. Certainly we've seen him in coverage tonight, but he's done a great job of coming up in run support.
Tough to see the number of the injured Campbell Memorial Red Devil. So we have an injury timeout with 2:53 left to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-28 is our score. So now if you are Nick Cochran, what's that conversation going like in that huddle along the near sideline?
I don't think anything changes for them offensively. I think offensive running this type of offense, this spread offense, is what they do best, and I don't think that's going to change much for them. And they were able to recognize the Kendall Miller as the injured Red Devil.
So you can win 4 tickets to the YSU football game on November 19th against Missouri State. To enter, send an email to contests@myvalleysports.com. Don't let another chair go empty. Sign up to be a registered organ donor. Go to www.donatelifeohio.org. So we're in an injury timeout. Everybody taking a rest along that far sideline. It's tough to see the number of the injured Camel player, but meanwhile we are waiting it out.
But what you can see in this shot is the number of different socks these Camel players are wearing here tonight. And there, again, there's Kendall Miller, the injured Red Devil. And one of the things I'm sure you've noticed as you've watched this game here tonight, that quite a vast array of different socks. And I don't know if those are lucky socks or what, but whatever they are, they're working here tonight.
Lots of pink on both sides in honor of breast cancer awareness.
Well, Kendall Miller has been all over the field tonight. He's one of their bigger players at 6'2", 235 on that defensive line, and certainly he is someone they need to get back in this football game, and hopefully it's nothing serious and he can get back in here because he has made plays, especially on that guy right there, Dan Graziano.
So second down and 9 for Girard. Graziano fakes the handoff, wants to throw, rolling to the near side. Graziano will tuck it, he will run to the 25, and he is dropped at the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. He picks up about 7. It's going to be third down and I believe about 2. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage come the Indians. I'm going to say 3rd and 3. I was close, but not quite exact. 2 receivers to the left, 1 back in the backfield. It is Eggleston. Eggleston takes the handoff, trying to bounce it to the outside. He's dropped at the 29-yard line. There to make the stop once again to Waylon Letlow. Called his name quite a bit. It's 4th down. See what the Indians and Nick Cochran elect to do.
And again, Letlow is the free safety, and look how quickly he's going to come in here and make that play. And maybe not a big hit, but certainly effective in stopping the run. Graziano stays out there. We've seen him quick kick it a couple times here tonight on 4th down.
4th and 3 from the Girard 29-yard line. Closing in on 90 seconds left in the 3rd. Graziano takes the snap and gets the kick away. This time it's a little bit better of a kick, and it will take a camel bounce and be touched down right near the 40-yard line. So 1:21 left. Camel will take over, 1st down and 10 in a ball game that is deadlocked at 28. And again, the Red Devils were very, very effective when they were utilizing a balanced attack of running the football, the run, of course, setting up the pass.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of really mixing it up. And again, we mentioned this before. Last year, I think we saw Gilles Hughes carry the ball 40, 50 times in that game. There wasn't much guessing what they were going to do. They were being effective. Today, doing a great job of mixing it up and really keeping this Girard defense on their heels.
So 1st and 10 for Camel with $1:21 left in the 3rd quarter. Dom Patton split as a wide receiver near side to the left. Reyes wants to throw, pumping, firing downfield. Patton makes the catch at the 40, and he has a 1st down, and he is spun down at the 35-yard line. Girard tried to rip that football free. The Indians say it should be possession of the Indians. However, the official that was right there says that Patton was down. We'll get another look at it here.
Yeah, you run up the power eye and you throw the post, and you can see them going for that football. It's just a matter of when did that whistle blow, and certainly the ball did come loose at the end, but I think it happened after that whistle blew. As forward progress was stopped, there's 3 different defenders there. And look at those numbers for Brandon Reyes. 220 yards through the air, 13 for 21.
1st and 10 from the 35. Reyes firing, and it is caught down to the 5-yard line towards the goal line. Gabriel Smith took the quick hit pass right down the seam, and the Red Devils are at the 1-yard line now, and Reyes continues to light up the stat sheet.
And look at Brandon Reyes, just a quick drop, and he zings it in there, and he has been accurate, dialed in all night long as they hit that hole in the middle of that zone. And look at Smith just fighting for those extra yards.
Under a minute left to play. Brandon Reyes under center. Stack guy behind him. They will give to Gilles Hughes. Hughes pushes his way in for a touchdown.
Gilles Hughes strings that out to the right side, and I don't think he saw Tyler Algiers out there, because I don't think he expects this last hit, but he's able to hold on to that football. Here comes Algiers right here. I think he sees him at the last minute. He's able to turn his body and just get into the end zone.
Alex Sudakov on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, kick is good. 31 seconds left in the third. Campbell, 35. Girard, 28. And we're still not done. Brandon Reyes has been oh so impressive throughout the course of the ball game. He hits Dom Patton. He goes for the end zone. That time Gabriel Smith. A juggling catch that time by Anthony Rushton. And now it is Brandon Reyes running for an all-important first down. And he has helped to catapult Campbell to a 7-point lead late in the third quarter.
Well, if Gilles Hughes was the story last year, the story of this game has been Brandon Reyes. And I think this whole Campbell's team able to battle, obviously down 7 up to start the game, battle back, now down again. They battle back to take the lead now by 7.
So Sudakov is set to kick it off. Twin return men are back. However, they won't get a chance. It'll roll all the way through. Eggleston does pick it up. Eggleston to the outside, 25, spun down at the 26-yard line. Seen good special teams coverage from both sides. So now Girard will play from behind as that Campbell special teams stop was made by Gabriel Smith.
Another one of those Red Devils that seemingly has been everywhere here tonight.
So first down and 10 from the 27. Graziano comes back out. Eggleston will join him in the backfield. Graziano working from the gun. Bring a man in motion. Run play goes to Eggleston. Eggleston cuts it back upfield and works his way across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And I don't think we're going to have another play here in the third quarter. Indians will make their way towards the near sideline as the final 10 seconds will tick on down. And we have played 3 quarters of football here at Arrowhead Stadium. Girard trying to keep a perfect season intact. Campbell Memorial has some other ideas. Don't you dare go anywhere. Fourth quarter action on the way next on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. We greet you tonight from the home of the Girard Indians, Arrowhead Stadium. Undefeated Girard meeting 5-2 Campbell. However, it's Campbell with a 7-point lead. Graziano up the middle as a first down as he's ahead of the 40-yard line.
And boy, it seemed like he ran that with a little more emotion, a little more gusto than I think we've seen him run the ball. I think a little bit of the frustration of this game has played out and has motivated these guys to run that much harder to get back in this ball game.
First and 10 from the Girard 40-yard line. Fourth quarter underway here in Girard. Run play goes to Ahmad Eggleston. They string the play out and a great stop defensively for Campbell's Anthony Rushton. Dropped at the 39 for a loss of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
Again, Rushton's another one of those guys playing safety along with Dwaylen Letlow that have just played near the line of scrimmage and really has acted like another linebacker up there.
Second down and 11. Following the nice stop by Rushton. Graziano looks over at his head coach, Nick Cochran, who is a heck of a quarterback here and at Youngstown State. Graziano on the option will keep it himself, reverses his tracks, loses his footing at the 47. If he was able to cut his way back towards the near side, he may still be running for 6.
Yeah, he fell down right in front of David Horvath, but he had some space over there that he saw, just couldn't get the feet to agree with him to get over there.
3rd down and 1 upcoming for Girard. Graziano from the gun brings Delbane in motion. This is Graziano up the middle, taking the pile with him. He's to the 45 and the 44-yard line into Red Devil territory, and looks to me like Graziano has taken matters into his own hands now, realizing the magnitude of this situation.
Yeah, he's running with some bad intentions out there as he lowers the shoulder. And for Campbell that time, Kendall Miller, who we saw injured a few plays ago, back in there on the defensive side of the football.
1st and 10 from the 44. 10-12 left in the ball game. 35-28, Campbell leading undefeated Girard. Graziano takes the snap, turns, loose, football! But Graziano pounces on it. Rustin trying to rip it free. Almost a huge disaster for the Indians.
A little miscommunication that time between Graziano and Eggleston. As you know, we've seen these quarterbacks over the course of this year leave that football in that breadbasket for as long as they could. And that was the case there, but just a case, I think the running back grabbing it and quarterback not wanting to give it up, and then you end up with a loose football. But fortunately for Girard, able to recover that and head right back at it with a 2nd and 14.
Loss of 4 yards on the play. They spotted it now the 48-yard line. Graziano a little bit of a pickle here. Graziano keeps it himself, trying to bounce it to the outside, hurdles one potential tackler, puts his head down. He's inside the 45, down to about the 44-yard line for a pickup of those 4 yards that were lost on the previous play, and it's now going to be 3rd and 10.
And we've seen Graziano run the football more on this drive than I think we have on any other drive in this game. So he does a nice job of holding on to that football as he took a hit from Adrian Brown again. That ball almost came loose.
From the 43, they'll officially call it 3rd and 9. And we have a whistle and we have a timeout called by Campbell, and it comes with 8:41 left here in tonight's ball game. 35-28 is our score, as we mentioned. Dan Graziano taking matters into his own hands, Ralph.
Yeah, the quarterbacks on both sides have certainly stepped up here tonight, and Graziano, who we know that could throw the football, can also do it with his legs. And we've seen him, especially on this drive, take control. And again, look at the athletic ability and the escapability that he has. And again, he's played in this offense for 4 years, played as a freshman because of injury, and just an unbelievable athlete. And you certainly know that as a senior, he wants to go out undefeated, certainly wants to win this conference and make the playoffs and make a run for it. And some of those goals are in danger right here tonight.
Of course, we've talked several times tonight about our Big 22 Player of the Year. And he is certainly one of the prime candidates for those honors that will be voted upon coming up a little bit later on this season. Meanwhile, he has some work to do on the field, facing 3rd and 9 from the 43-yard line. Graziano takes the snap, wants to throw. Graziano breaks free from one potential tackler. Graziano will run. Graziano is going to be stacked up at the 41 and driven back. He did a good job to elude the potential tackler deep in the backfield. However, you thought for a moment if he bounced it to the outside that he may have had enough for a 1st down.
And just look at the closing speed by these Campbell Memorial defenders. I mean, right there, Adrian Brown almost gets another sack. As soon as he leaves, there comes Charles Smith, and just so many people chasing him down, really nowhere to go. Then the big fella, that time Sean Burnett, 6 foot 270, able to get his paws on him to slow him down. And we have another injured Red Devil.
It is Sean Burnett being attended to. As this Campbell defense has looked impressive tonight against arguably one of the most explosive offenses anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of pressure up the middle, and those are 3 consecutive plays right there by Adrian Brown. And he was involved in the last series of pressures as well.
So we have another injury timeout, and it comes with 8:20 left in this fourth quarter. It is 35-28. Injury timeout. We'll take one as well. It's Campbell by a touchdown on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. Following the injury timeout, 4th down and 7 for Girard. So we're closing in on the 8-minute mark left in the fourth quarter. Quick kick as Graziano boots this one downfield, and it will take a camel bounce at the 16, and that is where Girard will touch it down. It'll be 1st and 10, Camel, with 7:55 left. This is where that balance that Camel has shown all night long, the ability to run the football, that ability opening up the pass will come into play. We'll see if they can close this out. This is where teams certainly make their mark.
And they certainly have the running back to be able to do that. You know, when you have 7 minutes, 8 minutes left in a ball game and you're the lead, you want to just grind that clock out and move it. They certainly have the running back to do it. So much is made of this Girard offense. This Girard defense has to step up right here.
1st and 10 from the 16. Run play, loose football. However, Camel pounced on it. Nearly disaster. We've seen it on both sides tonight at a couple of different occasions.
A little miscommunication that time, but boy, how costly would that have been as Brandon Reyes. There's Coach Gary Zetz, who longtime Struthers coach, sent it in the play with Brandon Reyes.
Looks like a loss of 2 yards on the play. Looks like 3. 2nd and 13 from the 13-yard line. Clock continues to move. From the gun, Reyes to throw. Reyes flushed from the pocket, reverses his tracks. Reyes firing deep downfield. It is caught. Hauled in. Reversing his tracks is Gabriel Smith, and Smith is gone to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Loose football out towards the end zone. Girard pounces on it. However, there's a penalty flag back at the 8-yard line. Let's check this out. There was a lot going on that play.
It's fitting for this game with as much as we've seen here tonight with penalties, turnovers, crazy plays. But now we're going to have another one for these officials to sort out. There's the lone official standing all the way down there at the 8-yard line next to the flag.
He's awfully lonely all at the other end.
Holding offense. Penalty would be declined. Ball was fumbled. Red recovered for a touchback. 1st down, Red, from the 20-yard line.
So Girard has it 1st and 10. And what looked like it was a long touchdown pass that was going to be coming back is all for naught, and it benefits the Girard Indians.
Boy, they're going to get a heck of a large gain. There you see the referee, that back judge, throw that flag. And they're going to get a lot of yards on the stat sheet, but this is all for naught. Let's watch Gabriel Smith, and you know, you can't discount this athletic ability, and obviously it doesn't go for a touchdown. But what an unbelievable effort by Smith and even the quarterback Brandon Reyes. And that throw is going to put him over 300 yards. But he'd love to have that football and be under 200 yards, I can tell you that.
Absolutely, as you see that hit coming from behind, A.J. DeVore. Graziano wants to throw, rolling to the right side. He's on the move, 25, pushes his way to the 30 to the 32-yard line, and it is a 1st down. It's Graziano using the wheels, moving the chains. Kendall Miller escorting him out.
Kendall Miller throws him to the ground with some emphasis. Watch the end of this play as Graziano's probably would have been smarter to get out of bounds, and watch Miller just throw him to the turf.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Graziano with Eggleston to his left. Takes the snap. Graziano spun down at the 31-yard line. He lost a yard. Charles Smith to make the tackle for Camel.
Well, we said that Girard's defense needed to step up, and I don't know if Coach Cochran thought it would be in that way. But either way, this high-powered offense back on the field where they need to be with 6 minutes left, down by a touchdown.
Second down from the 33. We're under 6 minutes left. Undefeated Girard trailing Campbell by a touchdown. Graziano takes the snap. Back in the pocket to throw. He will tuck it. He will run. Graziano is blasted down at the 39-yard line. But it's going to bring up another difficult situation as we have another injured Campbell Memorial Red Devil down on the field. It's Adrian Brown, who's had a terrific game here tonight.
Yeah, Brown has been a sack machine. And certainly they would want his pressure in the last 5 minutes of this game. And you look at that, Brown only a sophomore. And we haven't seen him much as a fullback, but certainly his presence has been felt from that linebacker position.
So another injury timeout on the field. It comes with 5:36 left. When we get back to it, 3rd down and 3 from the 39. Let's take a look at that last play out.
Yeah, look at number 14 right there, the middle of your screen. You can see he bends that left knee, and again, it happens on his teammate as he runs into Shondell Ray.
Of course, the story of this one here tonight is being attended to and helped to his feet. Campbell 5 turnovers, and Girard with 1. And again, turnovers will kill you in any football game at any level.
But how about Campbell? You turn the ball over 5 times, and you're still winning by a touchdown with 5:36 left. And that injury timeout, I think, allowed both coaches to rest up their players a little bit and get some plays called. And
now Girard has 3 timeouts left. Campbell has 2. Big play for Girard as Graziano takes the snap. Graziano blasted down at the 38-yard line.
And this defense has been so aggressive. Charles Smith there, Shamar Robbins there. And really, look, there's no running lane for Graziano to run into.
Quincy Little blowing things up in the middle. Big part of that Campbell defense. 4th down upcoming. 4th and 4 from the 38. Graziano with the clock rolling down to 4:40. See if he kicks it. Looks like he will. Line drive kick, which is going to be stopped dead at the 30-yard line. So 4:28 left, and the plot thickens here at Arrowhead. We'll take a timeout, bring you back to Arrowhead after this. 35-28, Campbell leading Girard on the MyValleySports.com high school football game of the week. So Campbell has the football. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Brandon Reyes turns, gives. Jaless Hughes cuts the corner. He's going to be wrestled down after a very short pickup. The official along that far sideline will say he was out of bounds, and so the clock stops.
A couple of those Campbell coaches on the sideline tried to wind it for him, but not going to work. And it almost looked like Hughes tried to stay in bounds, but those Girard defenders drug him out.
It's a pickup of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 35. Brandon Reyes has really done the job at quarterback tonight. Couple of great quarterbacks on hand in this one. Run play up the middle. Across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Jaless Hughes continues to just grind it out and try and churn out as much positive yardage as possible. He hasn't had the kind of game that he had a year ago, but he's been very efficient.
And there you see that carry puts him over the 100-yard mark. And boy, it wouldn't matter yardage-wise, but if he could grind this clock out, gaining 4 or 5 at a time, that's all that would matter for the Red Devils.
3rd down and 1. We're under 4 minutes to play. 3:42 and rolling. Brandon Reyes, quarterback sneak up the middle. First down, Campbell.
Remember, the clock will stop as they reset the chains, and then we'll start right back up again.
And now if you're Nick Cochran, you have to start thinking about when you're going to use those timeouts.
Well, I think you're going to use them here after this play if your defense could come up with a big play and maybe get a 2 or 3 yard gain only or a negative yard. I think you use one of those timeouts. But I think you'll see Campbell in no hurry to snap this football.
We're closing in on the 3-minute mark. That's Stack Eye. Continues to be the formation for Campbell. Jelez Hughes bouncing it to the outside, back to the inside. Hughes still on his feet. Look at Jelez Hughes. Hughes dropped at the 42, and it's another Campbell first down. So athletic, so strong, and definitely not one of the bigger players on the field.
Now, right about here, I think he's going to have about a 2 or 3 yard gain as he gets stuck almost behind his offensive lineman. And what about this move right here as he just cuts it right up the field? And watch the awareness to look behind him right here to protect that football.
1st and 10 from the Girard 41-yard line. Stack Eye in the backfield behind Brandon Reyes. One receiver far side to the left. Reyes waiting till the last possible second to snap the ball. Reyes turns, Reyes gives. Jelez Hughes cuts the corner. 40, 35, 30. Hughes down the sideline. 20, 15, and pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
Well, when you gain like that, I guess you don't mind that you go out of bounds, because it certainly looked like that was going to be a negative play, or Hughes was going to run out of bounds on the sideline. I thought he'd run out of real estate. As you see, that play designed to go up the middle. Jelez Hughes, with his athletic ability, breaks it outside. And right about here, I think he's going out of bounds. And look at the real estate he's picking up on that sideline. With a nice block by Gabriel Smith.
150 rushing yards on 16 carries for Jelez Hughes. 2:26 left. 1st and 10 from the Girard 11-yard line. Jelez Hughes dots that Stack Eye. Hughes takes the football, puts his head down, trying to push the pile. Does get positive yardage, and we'll see if Nick Cochran will use one of his timeouts. He will. He has 2 remaining. First one taken with 2:18 left. All right, Ralph, let's put your coaching cap back on. If you are Nick Cochran, what's your plan of attack now the rest of the way? You've got to hold, obviously, Campbell out of the end zone, but if you're Mickey Secor, you put one up, it's going to be awfully tough for the Indians offense to rally back.
Yeah, and count Campbell. They're a team with a good kicker. I mean, Alex Sudakov, we saw him in pregame warm-ups. He was booming them, and they're in a position now where they're already, I think, in his range, so you got to consider that fact as well.
Say every week we'll pick the PNC Bank player of the game. This is one player that has made the greatest impact. That player receives a hoodie from Nightline Embroidery and Screen Print. We'll feature the player of the game every Monday night at 6 on 27 First News and First News at 10 on Fox Youngstown. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 from the 8-yard line. One receiver near side to the right. Stack Eye once again behind Brandon Reyes. Reyes turns, gives. Jelez Hughes inside the 5. Brought down at the 4-yard line. And another timeout taken, the second for Nick Cochran, and it comes with 2:09 left. Keep in mind, Campbell can get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's the backbreaker of all of this, the fact that they can't get down there and get that first down, and at that point Girard would be out of timeouts and they could just kneel on it to take this ball game home. But really, what a great high school football game. You know, obviously the Girard fans, if they go on to lose, is going to be disappointed, but this is what our Valley's all about, seeing a game like this that, and realistically, some people didn't give Campbell a chance coming into this ball game. But they've played well. Girard has played well, and it's just been a fun game to watch.
And so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. Girard has 1 timeout remaining. Campbell has 2. Once again, stack I behind Brandon Reyes. Reyes turns, gives to Les Hughes. Is going to be stopped just short of that goal line, but I believe he has a first down, Ralph.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if you
no, he doesn't. They're going to say he's just shy.
Boy, I wonder if they're going to bring those chains out, because that looks awfully close. Now, we're in the middle of the field, and that's down the right end zone. Let's try to take a look at where he falls. That looks like a pretty good spot, but they're going to measure this. And what a big measurement this is.
Yes, this is.
Those chains guys, they asked us if we'd mention them, and now they're coming out in a very critical point of this ball game.
Stretch the chains out, and it is 4th down. So less than a yard.
And then you say, what about a field goal at this point? Remember, Campbell did miss an extra point on the bad snap early on, have had pressure on those extra points all night, but they do have a really good kicker.
So Girard calls its last timeout. 2:02 left.
Well, you know what? It's parts of the game like this, you know, where they say championships are won, and this is why coaches are put on the hot seat a lot, because of the decisions that they will make. And Coach Mickey Sikora is going to make a decision here whether or not to go for it and try to pick up, and certainly Hughes has been gaining 2 or 3 yards at a pop. They need about a half a yard, if that.
Remember, with a victory, Campbell would secure its 3rd winning season in a row.
And with a victory, too, this probably puts Campbell into the playoffs.
Fourth down and 1. Brandon Reyes. Red Devils trying to push it in. It's in. Touchdown!
And boy, they got up to that line and quickly snapped that football. And deservedly so. Brandon Reyes, who has been the heart and soul of this team here tonight, gets on the back of his center, Andrew Rice, and gets it into the end zone.
And Brandon Reyes, who has done such a terrific job all night long, gets into the end zone to make this 41-28 pending the extra point. However, there still is 1:59 left. The extra point is up, and it is good to make it 42-28. Girard can score, and the Indians can do so very quickly. So don't you dare go anywhere. 9 plays, 69 yards. It took 2 minutes and 29 seconds, capped off by that Brandon Reyes 1-yard touchdown run. What a job by Reyes here tonight.
Yeah, Brandon Reyes only has 21 yards rushing here tonight, but that 1 yard right there sealed the deal for his team. And boy, if I had told you that a quarterback would pass for 334 tonight, I think most people would have guessed that would have been Dan Graziano. But Brandon Reyes came up huge for his teammates here tonight.
But once again, we've seen some strange things on Friday nights, in our Game of the Week broadcasts, and you just never know. Graziano is one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback in the area. And he can make some things happen. So Campbell certainly should not rest on its laurels. 1:59 left. Sudakov set to boot it downfield. A couple of return men back deep for Girard. It's a little squib kick picked up by one of the up men for Girard. And that was Jake Carpenter.
How about Jake Carpenter fielding that on the bounce?
Yeah, that was not an easy one to field. Not at all.
And by him fielding that, you probably save yourself 15, 20 yards of field position too. And look at the battling for those extra yards.
So truly the 2-minute drill for Girard. As Graziano will come back out. First and 10 from the 44-yard line. 42-28 in what has been an outstanding high school football game. Graziano takes the snap, wants to throw. Graziano, plenty of time, firing deep down the left side. All alone. Eggleston has it. 10-5, touchdown!
That took all but about 6 seconds to make this interesting, didn't it?
56-yard touchdown pass. However, the Indians will need to recover an onside kick.
Yeah. We've already seen their kicker do a fine job of kicking off and making life difficult. But boy, could you be more wide open than Ahmad Eggleston was right there.
There was no one within 15, 20 yards of him. David Meggs on for the extra point. Snap, back, ball, down, kick, up. Kick is good. 1:45 left to play. We're not done. This is not over just yet. 42-35. But again, Girard will need the onside kick because they don't have any timeouts left.
Yeah, they're going to need the onside kick, recover it, and then get back down the field and score again. But boy, after seeing that take one play, you made me a believer here.
I told you.
I'd hate to admit it, I started packing my stuff up a little bit up here.
Don't do that. I've told you a number of times. Doesn't get much better than that. One play, 56 yards in 10 seconds. That's all it took. Ahmad Eggleston holding in that 56-yard touchdown pass. And again, the hands team is coming out for Campbell. David Meggs has looked very good as a kicker. Punching that ball high into the air. We'll see if there's a different kind of variation in terms of onside kicks that Girard has in the playbook.
Yeah, and you see on the internet all these high school teams with these onside kicks. There's a lot more than what your grandfather used to see on TV. I'll tell you that.
Here we go. Meggs set to make the approach. Meggs gets that high bounce, and it is tipped and recovered by Campbell right along the near sideline. Anthony Rushton hauled it in.
James Cupan was right there.
Here we'll get another look at it.
And there's the big bounce. That's what you want from an onside kick, is you see Cupan get his hands on it, but it deflects right in to Anthony Rushton's hands. Now, obviously, the officials don't have the luxury of seeing what we just saw on that replay.
So what is the discussion you think that's going on right now, what they're trying to decide upon?
I don't know. Whether or not you see a lot of Girard players pointing like it's their ball, and that's certainly not in the realm of what can be right now. A matter of whether if it needs to be re-kicked or not, or a matter of the spot.
We just looked at it on our replay, and it looked as though Campbell recovered it out of bounds.
And even without the recovery, it's tipped out of bounds by a Girard player.
Here it is. As you see, Cupan knocks it towards the near sideline, and it's recovered by Rushton out of bounds.
Yeah, now Rushton is standing out of bounds, and maybe that's the question here.
Nick Cochran is getting an explanation. So from what you've seen, it should be 1st and 10 Campbell. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yes. Mickey Sikora is almost at midfield. He wants the same explanation.
So we still don't have any clarity about this, as this has turned into a lengthy discussion. Whether inbounds or out of bounds, the ball is out of bounds. It doesn't matter. The fact that the ball is
No, it's
out of bounds. I think I just heard him say it's white ball.
Right. And that's really not it really can't be a question. You give kudos to the referees for getting together to make sure they have the right call.
So it's going to be Camel football, as we just heard our referee say that it belongs to white. And that is the correct call.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they got it right. Took them a little bit of time, but that's all right.
What a win this will be for Camel and head coach Mickey Sikora. 42-35. The Red Devils will assemble into victory formation. Brandon Reyes will soon be able to smile.
And it takes the knee, and again, this is where the officials need to be vigilant, because this is when some stupid decisions can be made. The one thing both of these teams and these players have to realize at this point, obviously you're disappointed if you're Girard, but you're going to live to play another day, and you're going to live probably to play in week 11, so don't screw things up for yourself.
So we're down to 114. And it's a mere formality now. So give both of these teams credit. They will most certainly represent the Valley very, very, very well. Just a few short weeks when the postseason arrives. Brandon Reyes kneels it down. And he might have to snap it one more time. And then this one will be all but official. The celebration can begin in Soup City. Under 30 seconds now. What a job by what Mickey Sikora's group has done, Ralph.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the ability to come back in this game and stay in it and overcome the 5 turnovers.
Brandon Reyes kneels down, and that will do it. The perfect season is ended in terms of an undefeated record for Girard. Campbell does what many people thought was not possible here tonight. The final score in this one, it is Campbell 42, Girard 35. We'll wrap it up following this on the MyValleySports.com High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium, where tonight it was an absolute thriller on the turf in Girard as Campbell comes away with a 42-35 victory over Girard. Campbell improves to 6-2. Girard drops to 7-1. It's time to select our PNC Bank Player of the Game. Coincidentally, this young man also provided our Dr. William Woods Play of the Night. Brandon Reyes, our PNC Bank Player of the Game. He threw for 334 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, also 1 rushing touchdown. And the player looking at now is our Dr. William Woods Play of the Night. It's a 57-yard touchdown pass to Anthony Rushton. Campbell would go on to tie the ball game up and later take the lead, and they would never relinquish that lead in a 42-35 victory. Before we get out of here, I'd like to thank some folks who made our broadcast possible. Our director is James Bates. Our technical director, Bill Bullett. On cameras, Girard's own Todd Prodnick, Patrick Tinkler, Justin Verona, Jason Wright. Our art director, Sue Ford. Our video editor, Jeff Necco. And on graphics and animation, it was Chris Comley. Our statistician, Orville Simons. And much thanks to my broadcast partner, Ralph Sandy, for his work as well. My name is Chad Krispinski, reminding you this is a copyrighted broadcast of PBC Broadcasting of Youngstown 2011. Again, the final score in this one, it was Campbell Memorial 42, Girard 35. Till next time, so long, everybody, from Arrowhead Stadium.